There is a mountain of new evidence and brand new reporting today that undercuts the original lie told by Donald Trump and his cabinet in the wake of the shooting death of Renee Nicole Good, that she was somehow threatening the life of the ICE agent who killed her. That lie has been used by the Trump administration to justify a surge of federal agents, more agents being sent to Minneapolis, and ever-increasing brutality being used against Americans and immigrants alike. A comprehensive analysis of currently available video footage by the New York Times shows that the ICE agent who killed Renee Nicole Good was not being run over, as Donald Trump and others have claimed. Watch.
This moment is when Agent Ross fires. We see the other agent pull back from the SUV. Both of them stumble, apparently slipping on the ice. This is also the moment many have said looks like Agent Ross getting run over. And it does when watched at full speed. But looking more closely, we can see in multiple angles that there's a visible gap between the vehicle and his legs, indicating his feet are positioned outside the SUV's path. The agent's left hand is still against the vehicle and gripping his phone. We see as he fires, it's recording the clouds and the trees overhead. It's not because the agent is knocked to the ground. The other angle shows he's still standing, continuing to maintain his grip on his phone and his gun, and we see a clear and growing gap between his body and the SUV as he fires a second shot and a third.
The New York Times also reports and concludes that it was indeed Good's killer who made the now infamous comments after shooting her.
According to our analysis of audio from Agent Ross's cell phone video, this is his reaction.
Good.
That's the F word followed by the B word. A reminder, Donald Trump said that Good ran over the ICE officer who shot her. Vance said that she aimed her car at the officer. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem, wearing a cowboy hat, called her a domestic terrorist. All of that now flies in the face of all of the evidence and everything that anyone can see with their own eyes and ears. Transcripts of the 911 calls were also released last night. They capture the shock that firsthand eyewitnesses expressed and felt and shared with 911 operators in the immediate aftermath of the shooting. A sense of panic and a sense of fear for their own lives and the safety and well-being of their children jumps out from these transcripts. One caller says this to a 911 operator, quote, "A bunch of ICE agents on 33rd in Portland, they just shot a lady point blank range in her car." When the operator asks, "How many are there?" he responds, quote, "There's 15 ICE agents and they shot her, like, because she wouldn't open her car door." Just before hanging up, he says this, quote, "Send an ambulance, please. Ambulance, please." Another caller to 911 tells a 911 operator this, ICE just shot someone on Portland between 33rd and 34th, shot an observer in her car and it crashed, end quote. The 911 operator responds by saying, quote, "Okay, somebody else just called us and, well, can you see the person who shot it all?" The caller responds, "I'm sorry, I had to walk away because I have young kids and ICE is everywhere over there." But the person who was
joining us now from Copenhagen is one of the U.S. lawmakers on that congressional delegation, Democrat Madeleine Dean of Pennsylvania. Congresswoman, it's great to have you with us. Thank you for taking the time. What's your message to Danish officials today?
Well, thank you for covering this, and I'm on a very special trip, 10 of us from both the Senate and the House, and importantly, 2 Republican senators, as your reporting shows, Senator Tillis, but also Lisa Murkowski, Senator Murkowski, and they've had very powerful words here. We've had the opportunity to meet with the Prime Minister of Denmark, the Prime Minister, these are private meetings, the Prime Minister of Greenland, and then we just came from forgive me, a very large meeting of members of parliament from both Greenland and from Denmark. We also had lunch with a bunch of industry folks. And I have to tell you, their hospitality is so warm, but they're very puzzled. They believe that we are the strongest of allies. We have a 225-year relationship, 80 years in NATO. Denmark, a founding member, and Greenland is a NATO member. So they're puzzled, they're dismayed, they don't understand it. I think our message, and I think this is true in a bipartisan way, is that we are your ally and your friend, and that bond continues. That we do not understand the president's ambition to take Greenland, and Greenland has no interest in that. They want respect. They want to rebuild trust, and we have a chance to do that. One of the most impressive things to me is when you talk about NATO, if somehow the president were to make a claim on a military move on Greenland, it could shatter NATO. Nobody wants that. So what I hope our message is we are your ally and your friend, and we will be for a very long time. After all, when Article 5 was triggered one time, who came to our aid and assistance? Denmark and Greenland. Denmark came to our aid, and they fought alongside us. We're going to tomorrow lay a wreath for the 50 folks who died serving alongside us, an ally and friend.
They're certainly getting a different message from you in this bipartisan group than they've received from the White House directly. And you mentioned Tillis and Murkowski are part of the conversations. We've also seen strong words from one of your Republican colleagues in the House, Congressman Don Bacon, who's not on today's trip, but he told a news outlet in Nebraska, quote, "There's so many Republicans mad about this," speaking of the whole Greenland acquisition talk. And he adds that if the president followed through on his threats, quote, "I think it would be the end of his presidency." To skeptical Americans who are thinking, oh, that's just talk from a retiring Republican congressman, what say you? Do you get the sense Greenland is really a Republican red line?
I hope it is.
Periods of disruption rarely end suddenly. Instead, they tend to shift gradually. Daily routines begin to return, familiar activities resume, and outward signs of stability slowly reappear. At the same time, many people remain alert, aware that conditions could change again. This balance between calm and caution is a natural response to prolonged uncertainty. Cautious calm reflects resilience. It shows an ability to function while remaining attentive. People continue with daily life, but they also stay informed and prepared. This state allows communities to regain momentum without ignoring potential risks. Institutions experience this balance as well. Organizations must decide how quickly to restore full operations. Acting too fast can introduce new vulnerabilities, while acting too slowly can extend disruption. Finding the right pace requires careful observation and flexibility. One of the most important elements during this phase is coordination. Behind visible calm, coordination often intensifies quietly. Communication between different groups becomes more deliberate, focusing on alignment rather than immediate resolution. These interactions are usually measured and practical. Coordination helps reduce misunderstanding. When uncertainty has been high, assumptions can escalate tension. Clear, calm communication helps clarify intentions and identify areas of agreement. Even small clarifications can prevent larger problems. This behind-the-scenes work is rarely dramatic. Progress during transitional periods often happens in small steps. Each step reduces uncertainty slightly, creating space for conditions to stabilize. Another key concept during cautious calm is option management. Decision makers often avoid committing to a single outcome too early. Maintaining multiple options allows systems to adapt as new information becomes available. This approach supports stability by preventing overreaction. Flexibility is not indecision. It is readiness. Flexible systems can respond proportionally rather than dramatically. They are prepared for improvement while remaining alert to potential setbacks. However, flexibility can feel uncomfortable. People may want definitive answers, especially after long periods of uncertainty. When clarity is delayed, anxiety can persist even during calm moments. This is why communication is essential. Clear messaging that emphasizes monitoring, preparedness, and gradual progress helps manage expectations. It reassures people that attention remains focused, even if no immediate announcements are made. Another important factor during transitions is access to information. Reliable information supports confidence. When communication channels function consistently, people can make informed decisions and maintain perspective. When access is limited or inconsistent, speculation often increases. Restoring information flow is therefore a priority. Even partial access can improve emotional stability and practical planning. Gradual restoration allows systems to stabilize without overwhelming infrastructure. However, speed must be balanced with reliability. Restoring systems too quickly, without safeguards, can create new disruptions. This is why gradual, step-by-step approaches are often preferred. At the human level, prolonged uncertainty leaves traces. Even as conditions improve, people may feel lingering stress or heightened awareness. This response is natural. Recovery involves more than returning to routine. It involves rebuilding confidence. Confidence grows through consistency. Each stable day reinforces trust. Over time, repeated calm experiences replace earlier tension. This process cannot be rushed, but it can be supported through clear communication and reliable systems. Trust plays a central role here. Trust in information, processes, and coordination determines how people interpret calm periods. When trust is present, people are more patient and cooperative. When trust is weak, even small changes can reignite concern. Trust is built through alignment. When actions match messages over time, confidence increases. When messaging shifts without explanation, uncertainty returns. This is why measured communication matters. Overstating certainty can create disappointment if conditions change. Honest acknowledgement of uncertainty paired with preparedness is more effective. Transitional periods also highlight interdependence. Systems do not operate in isolation. Movement, communication, and activity in one area often affect others. Stabilization, therefore, involves indirect cooperation across boundaries. This cooperation may not be visible. Much of it happens quietly, through alignment rather than announcements. Because progress is subtle, it may be overlooked by observers expecting dramatic change. Patience is essential. Stability is built gradually. Each calm moment contributes to normalization. Over time, uncertainty narrows as patterns become clearer. Preparedness for reversal remains important. Even as calm returns, systems stay alert to the possibility of renewed disruption. This readiness is not pessimism. It is responsible planning. Prepared systems respond calmly. They do not panic because plans already exist. This readiness strengthens resilience and reduces stress. Resilience is not the absence of difficulty, it is the ability to adapt without losing coherence. Transitional periods test this ability, but they also strengthen it. As uncertainty decreases, attention shifts. What once dominated focus becomes background context. People adapt, systems adjust. Normalcy returns not because uncertainty vanished, but because it became manageable. This transition often happens quietly. There is rarely a single moment when stability is declared. Instead, confidence grows through repetition and experience. Eventually, routines feel natural again. Communities regain rhythm. Organizations operate smoothly. The cautious calm gives way to steady confidence. In closing, periods of cautious calm are not signs of weakness. They are signs of adaptation. They reflect a collective effort to balance awareness with routine, flexibility with stability, and preparation with patience. Through clear communication, quiet coordination, and respect for uncertainty, systems